everyone, welcome back. This is the part 2 of product registration video, and from this video I'm going to talk about the processing part of this application and how I load these informations to these categories and to where I send these data and how I upload image to home page. First of all, I'm gonna add new product and I'll show what are the validations I have code in there. Without adding anything, if I click this Save Product button, you will see, please select a category. Okay, now I'm gonna add category, only a category. And now let's see what will happen if I click this button. Please select a model. Then you will see this validation and I'm adding Samsung. And again, if I click that button, then it will display, please select a model. Likewise, it's repeating to each and every part. And now if I click that save button, then you can see, please select a model. Sorry, I didn't select the model yet. And now please add the title. Likewise, for every section, there is a validation. And now I'm going to add all these things. Name to the product title also, and brand name. Select a color. I will select blue. And product quantity, I will select for in this part, if I exceed 0, it will display you are exceeding. Likewise, I add for quantity 5 and the cost is description, latest version. Here I'm uploading an image. When we click that upload image, we will go to this file selection and we can select. I'm going to select this and click this open. Here we have the image now. When we click this save product, you will see product added successfully, product image saved successfully. I will OK this and go to the home page. Now if I check, you can see this font in the computers and tablets. It should be in there, but I selected the wrong category. So anyway, this is how I add products to the titles and home page. And these are working 100%. that's how we add product to the home page. Now let's see the programming part of this page. This is the product registration page, and as before, from this part I have included the header part, and here I have used if condition and check the ESET $session UID have value. From this ESET we will check whether the IDU has values or it is null. If this part is null, it means UID don't have any value. We will directly go to the bottom and we will redirect to the home page without updating anything. And after we checked if this IDU have value, then we will go to the inside, and for this selection option we will take the values through database. Before that, for the category ID and for this selection option, I have used this onChange attribute and start this load brand function. Now let's see what will happen in this load brand function. Here, from this function, I have taken the value through this ID category and assigned that value to the variable category. And I have started new HTTP request to this variable R, and through this already state change of variable R, I have started this anonymous function and check whether the ready state of variable R is 4. If it is so, then we will take the value as a response text and we will assign that value to the var t. And from this document.getElement by ID brand, we will assign the value of t to this part, to this ID. And we will check whether the both are equal. And we will send the values to this loadbrand.php page through get method and the values of category. And here's the PHP script of load brand page. First of all, I have connected the database to the page through connection.php page, and then using if condition, I am checking whether the IDC has value or it is null. If it has value, then we will assign that value to the category ID variable, and from using this query, we will take the values of category has brand table where the category ID is equal to the category ID, which we take from this IDC, and assign that value as a row through the num rows and assign that amount of rows to the category num variable. And using this for loop, we will check whether the $x is less than $category num. In there, I have assigned 0 to the $x, so it is less than category num. So we will fetch that row and take the value. And we will assign that value to the $category data. And from this part, again using a query, we will take the value of brand table where the ID is equal to the brand ID of $category data. And we will assign that value to the $brand rs, and using this fetch assoc, we will fetch that brand data, brand RS, and we will assign that value to the brand data. And using this option tag, we will take the values of brand data ID and also take the value of name through the $brand data. If $C don't have any value, then we will not display anything and we don't take any value. Again, let's go to the add product part. Likewise, after we fetch all the data, using these queries, we will take the values and assign them as rows, and the value of those rows will assign to the category num. And again, using this for loop, we will check whether the $x is less than the number rows of category num $. If it is so, then we will fetch that row and take the value and display it as ID and name by taking from the database. And for the select product brand, also the same procedure. And also I have given ID to all these selection options. For here, its ID is brand, and for here ID is category, and here the ID is model. As same as before, we will take the values through this query from the brand table, and we will take the number of rows through these num rows and assign that amount of rows to the brand num. And by using this for loop, we will check whether the $x is less than the amount of brand num. If it is so, then we will fetch that row and take the value and assign that value to the brand data. And through this option tag, and inside this value, we will display the value of the ID and name of the brand data. And again, for the select product model, the same procedure. We will take the values from model table and take the number of rows through these num rows and assign that amount of rows to the model num variable, and we will check the number of model num is greater than the $x. If the $x is less than the model num rows, then we will fetch that model RS and we will assign that value to the model data, and using this option value, we will display the ID and the name. And here, using this label, we will display this add title product. This is designing part. I talked about this before. And for the select product color, the same procedure. Using database query, we will take the value of color table and take the number of rows to num rows and assign that value to the color num, and we will check whether the color num is greater than the $x using for loop. If it is so, then we will fetch the $x and we will fetch the color RS and assign that value to the color data, and we will echo the ID and the name of $color data. In here, this is the button we use to add colors. These are again the designing part. At the end, in here, upload image button, we have start on click event and start this change product image function. Let's see that function. Here's the change product image function. We will take the value through this image uploader ID and assign that value to the var image. And using this image.onChange, we will assign the value of anonymous function, and in here we will take the length and the file extension and the image, the complete path of image, and assign that value to the variable file count. And using if condition, we will check whether the file count is less than or equal to 3. If it is greater than 3, then it will not allow to upload. From here, we will check it's only 3 images we can upload at once. Using the for loop, we will check the file count, and if the x is less than the file count, it allows us to upload the image. Here's the value, the path of the file count, and using this .file, we will assign that value to the variable file, and using the var URL and the windows.url create object URL, we will create the new path and we will upload that image to the home page. If the file count is greater than 3, as I mentioned before, alert will display the file count is you are proceed to upload only 3 or less than 3 files. After that, for this Save Product button, we again start on click event and start this add product function. Let's see that add product function also. In this add product function, we will take the values of this ID which I showed in the add product page and assign those values to these variables, and we will check whether the condition 0. And by using this if condition, we will take the value of ID B and U. If I show you in here, cost product. Here I have given ID B to the brand new and ID U to the used, to check whether the product is brand new or used. And we will take that value through this ID and check it from here. From this if condition, we will take the value of B and value of U and we will check it, and we will display whether it is condition 1 or whether it is condition 2. If the ID is B, we will display the condition 1. Condition 1 means it's brand new and condition 2 is it's used. If I show you in the condition table, I have given ID 1 to the brand new and ID 2 to the used. And from here, we will take again the values of this ID and assign those values to these variables. And using the new form data, we will start a form and append those values inside the form, and we will give new IDs to those values and send all these values to the add product process page through post method. Here's the add product process, and we have start session, and I have link the database connection to the upper page using connection.php, and again I'm checking the email of session IDU whether it is equal to the $email. If it is so, likewise we will check the IDs of CA, BEng and assign those values to the $category brand likewise to these variables. And using this if condition, I have done the validations. First of all, I have validated whether the category is empty or not. From this we will check whether the category is 0. If it is 0, then we will display the please select a category. And again we will check whether the brand value is 0. If it is 0, then we will display this please select brand. Likewise, $model, we will display please select a model, and $title, please add a title. And from here, we will check whether the string length of the title is less than or equal 100. If it is so, then we will greater than 100. If the string length of title is exceeded 100 characters, we will display title should have less than 100 characters. And using this condition, we will check whether the condition has given or not. If it is not, then we will display please select a condition. And for the color also, if it is 0 value, then we will display please select a color. And for the quantity also, if it is empty, we will display please add a quantity. And here, if the quantity is equal to 0, or if the quantity is equal to the value of IDE, or if the quantity is less than 0, then we will display invalid value of field quantity. And from here again we will check whether the $cost is empty. If it is so, then we will display please add the cost. And from here we will check whether the numeric cost, it means that the number is not a number, then we will display if the value of field is cost per item. And from this part again we will check whether the delivery to the Colombo is empty, then we will display please at the cost for delivery inside Colombo. And if the from here again we will check is numeric $DWC is not, then we will display invalid value for field delivery cost. And again we will check whether it is empty in the outside of the Colombo, and again this numeric is not equal to the $DOC, and we will display invalid value for the delivery cost of Colombo. And from here again I'm checking whether the description is empty, we will display this sentence. And again I have taken the values from model has brand, where the model ID is equal to the $model and the brand ID is equal to the $brand using a query. And I have started this variable model has brand ID, and if the numbers of MHPRS is greater than 0, it means it has fetched already. So we will fetch that value and assign that value to the MHP data, and using the ID of the MHP data we will assign that value to the model has brand ID. If the MHB numbers is not greater than 0, we will insert as a new product. So the model has brand and values we will take from these variables. And from here, we will take the date time and assign that value to $D. And from here, we will take the time zone and assign that value to $T. And from here, we will check whether the time zone is correct to the date time and assign that value to the date, whether it is in up to the year month correct stand. And we have assigned 1 to the $state, and from here we will insert values to the product table by taking the values from these variables. And if it is successfully happened, we will display product added successfully. And using the database query connection, we will take the product ID, and from here the size of file. We will take that value and assign again to the $length, and we will check whether the $length is less than or equal to 3 or $length is greater than 0. If it is so, from here we have given the acceptable extensions for the image .jpg, jpeg, png and svg as an array, and take that value to this load image extension. And using this $x, we will check whether the $x is less than the $length. If it is so, then again we will check whether the image ID have value. If the image ID has value, we will take the $x. It means that the ID, number and the image, and as a file we will assign that value to the image file, and using this type ID we will take that value also and assign that value to the file extension. If in array, it means if the file extension and allowed image extensions in array, then we will take this new variable and we will do a file extension. We will check whether the image JPG is equal to the $file extension using if condition, and then we will assign that .jpg extension value to this variable. Likewise, we will do to the other 4 parts also. And from here, we will decide the path of the image, and again the title and the place and the unique ID and the extension. After completing this path, and we will assign that complete value to the $file name. And from here we will give a temporary name to the $file name and upload it to this place and insert that image, that part to the image table by taking the values from $file name and $product ID. If this part is not happened, then we will display not an allowed image type. And if this everything successfully happened, then we will display product image saved successfully. And if this numbers is greater than less than 0, then we will show invalid image count. And this is the way programming part of the product registration page, and hope you get an idea. Thank you so much for watching. See you in next video.